contemporary non-fiction books that are available in India. It's written by a brilliant journalist called Aman Sethi. He covers the Maoist insurgency for The Hindu. So he's lived in Chhattisgarh. But this book he's written about a laborer in Delhi, a daily wage laborer in Delhi called Azad, Musharraf Azad. Ashraf, sorry, not Azad. Ashraf. So, and Ashraf lives in this place called Bara Tuti, which is a part of the Sadar Bazaar area, which a lot of us don't know about. So, what I'll do is I'll read about Sadar and Bara Tuti, and it'll give you a brief idea of where these people stay. The good thing about this book is that, you know, it's taken like human condition in Delhi of a daily wage laborer, people you don't hear about, people you don't generally see walking around, and he's contrasted that with the sheer, you know, comical sense of being that these people feel sometimes, you know, because they live in such desperate situations that having fun at small expenses is something that they learn to live with. So I'll read about Sadar. It says, a century ago, there were no directions to Sadar Bazaar. The market was where most journeys began. It began as a grain market on the banks of a stream that ran all the way from Haryana, right through Azad Market Chowk, passing the crossing where Novelty Cinema still stands, and up towards the Red Fort before joining the Yamuna River. The waterway has long been paved over, but traders talk of the Urli and Parli side of Azad Market as if the bazaar was still driven by a stream rather than a noisy, throbbing strip of traffic. I'll skip like a little boring part of it. Unlike the more scenic parts of the city, Sadar Bazaar shows up on tourist maps of Delhi as a large empty space between the backpacker haven of Paharganj and the picturesque Chandni Chowk. Ashraf lives in Bara Tuti, the crossing of 12 taps, one of Sadar's road intersections. Despite its name, there isn't a faucet in sight, let alone any drinking water. I think the taps were installed by the Mughals, said the proprietor of Garg Sweets, a prominent confectioner at the chowk. I think it was the British, said his son sitting next to him. Given that there is no trace of them, the running joke is that they must have been installed by the Municipal Corporation of Delhi. Anyways, so this is where the whole thing begins, and Ashraf is actually this Safedi wala who does a lot of odd jobs apart from being a Safedi wala. He's apparently lived in several different cities across the country, and his life is what Aman, who comes as himself in the book, is discovering. So he talks about his own vocation, and he talks about the aspects of being an individual in Delhi without, without having any, how do I say, connections or something like that, which is why the book is called A Free Man. Now it's divided into 4 different parts, which are different interpretations of free. So the first is azadi, which is freedom. The other is akelapan, which is solitude. The third is lavaris, which is forsaken. And the fourth is ajnabi, which is stranger. So he discovers all of these different aspects of Ashraf through whether the fact that he can just pack his bags and go is his freedom. The fact that, he has no one he calls, a family here is his akelapan. The fact that he doesn't even remember or can go back to someone in his native village is the forsaken lavaris feeling that he has. And the fact that wherever he may go, he will never know anyone is the stranger aspect of it. Anyway, so it's a depressing life. He goes on through several different things, and eventually it's a non-fiction story, so no one can make up really an ending, and he eventually dies in a tuberculosis ward in Delhi, but his travails have been quite exciting to read through. One of the things Ashraf talks about when he's talking to Aman is he narrates these incidents, that always happen in like daily wage workers times. So, and he's one person who's very street smart. So he's narrating this one incident where Aman talks about it. So he says, Ashraf understands the need to appear educated. Many years ago, Ashraf had a friend who, when asked what his qualifications were, answered double BA. the other party was so impressed, they gave us the contract right away, he says. So what were his degrees in, Ashraf bhai? So Ashraf responds, oh, and nothing. In Bengali, we say BA for marriage. Raja was married twice, so he was double BA. So anyways, that's the funny part. What I really like about this book is, if you go on to read it, because I don't want to spoil the story for you, it gave me two things. One, it gave me an appreciation of non-fiction writing, because I've never done that before. I've always been more of a fiction reader. And this book introduces, it's a new genre called narrative non-fiction. So it introduces like a new style of non-fiction writing that really got me interested. So I've now bought Catherine Boo's book, which is Behind the Beautiful Forevers. I've also bought Mayank Austin Sufi's book called something on the Red Light District of Delhi. And secondly, what it gave me was, it reinstilled my passion for, for the general people that we come across in everyday life. So I have newfound respect for autowalas, to beggars, to panwadis, to parking lot guys, everyone that I meet. I've always been that kind of a person, but this book made me realize that, it's something that that is close to me and I should hang on to it. The way I deal with other people and the way I see them, they are nothing less than any one of you or I, and we should always continue to appreciate that. So I think this book gives me that.